All right, guys, what's up? Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? I think it is Tuesday. I got to check that out. I guess it is Tuesday after all. Yes. Sorry, I'm still waking up, you guys. It's about 12 Eastern, 11 here in Costa Rica, and I still need to take a shower, as you can tell. Haven't made the bed, an absolute mess. But I wanted to film here because I see a potential trade setting up. And even though I can't live stream with you right now, I wanted to share with you what I do in real time while I'm looking for these trades. So Topstep took the money out of my 3 funded accounts that I'm waiting for the $13,000 payout. So that's cool. It'll be 11,700 net. That'll hit my bank account hopefully in the next couple days. So that is awesome. And yeah, I'm going to keep trading these accounts. I got, I don't know, 4,800 in one and about 4,200 in the other two. And just waiting for a good setup, try and make 500 bucks, 600 bucks, whatever I feel like in the moment. So I want to show you guys how I do that because as we all know, $1,500 to $2,000 a day keeps the doctor away. All that stuff about apples is bullshit. All right, we got to have some fun, guys. Okay, so let's see here. I just want to show you again, this is what's so important, right? So this is the yearly chart here, right? Yearly. And that's important, right? You can see here on the yearly, look here. You see this pink dot and all these yellow dots? That is an enormous amount of resistance right there on the yearly chart. So I'm very aware of why the quarterly chart here, that means each one of these bars is based on a full quarter, 3 months, right? And then the monthly bars here, right? I'm very aware of why we're starting to continually run into this ceiling, this resistance level. The monthly's chopping around up here. I mean, the weekly really shows you how we're chopping around here. Let's check the weekly chart. Look at this, guys. I mean, there's that test of the weekly 2.5 months ago. No, almost 3 months ago, early December, right up into those yearly levels, right? And then bang, down, right? And then look, we've just been chopping around here. And now we're going back up to this key yearly level. So when I'm looking at the weekly chart right here, and I'm looking at these yearly levels, do I think that the weekly is going to exit congestion and break out into a new good trend run with some momentum to the upside? No, I don't think that. I think you're going to continue to really see a lot of selling pressure into this resistance level around 22,200, right? So that influences my trading decisions. It doesn't mean that I won't be bullish on some days because obviously, this is a pretty big range. You got 22,200 down to 21,000, 1,200 point range. We're going to have up days, down days, right? So it's important, but it's important to realize where we are on the macro level with the yearly chart here. Very, very, very important. It might break. That resistance might break. I have no idea, right? I don't have a crystal ball, but my indicators are very, very good. And that is a key resistance level there on the yearly. And the yearly chart is way stronger than the daily chart, right? Or even the weekly chart. So I'm kind of looking for some more chop. So what does that mean? Well, this is how I get back down to my daily chart. All this stuff is really important for what I'm expecting on the daily. So you can see the daily chart here, right? We're trending, we're trending, we're trending, we're trending, right? Well, am I expecting this daily trend run to go much further? Not really, right? I'm looking for a close here below these dots. So we're going to be, carefully bullish until we get a close like that, something like that, right? That's a shift in trend. That would be a trend reversal. And then you'd start to probably leak lower like that. Now, do I know when that's going to happen? I don't know. I really don't know. But what I can tell you is that today, the market's got a lot of support in here, a lot, right at my little beige dot there, the green envelope top. That's a lot of support, and we're still trending nicely. Although I do expect us to kind of roll over. I'm not going to jump the gun. Today, I'm looking for a long down near the value area low. So I'll show you that. And the reason for that is because we're right at this key support level, and the daily chart is still reasonably strong for right now, even though I'm very aware of all this higher time period resistance, especially the yearly, right? So this is how you can go into each day, right? You look at the macro level and then you dial it down into the daily. So, and you can see my indicators are constantly adjusting as price and volume are adjusting. That's really important. So let's look at the Nasdaq. This is the intraday chart, right? So we've got my value area low down here right now at 22,130. This was a fantastic exhaust to buy earlier. I wasn't in front of the screen, so I didn't take it. But now I'm just kind of looking for a retest of these levels down here, see if I get some nice patterns on my higher time period chart, and then wait for my lower time period to confirm. And if I get that and I see that support is strong here, that's where I want to try and buy, for a push back up. And that's where I try to make my money. Am I always right? Of course not. But the indicators work very, very well when you wait for the right spots and you go into the day, with very good preparation. I mean, that's the key. I think a lot of people, sort of make the false presumption that because we can do this from home in our bedroom with our unmade beds and our messy hair, and our PJs. Thankfully, I don't have PJs on. I got board shorts at least, right? But people think that because we can do this from home, hey, we could just kind of roll out of bed and that trade looks good and I'll take it. No, no, no. Guys, this is a dog eat dog world. I mean, we're competing for a lot of money here when we trade. When we win, somebody else loses, right? So you got to really come in prepared, because the ones who are winning consistently, like me, are coming in very, very prepared. And it's like a poker game. We're going to take your money. Maybe not every day, but most days, if you're not coming in prepared. So that's really, really important, right? It's a zero-sum game. So this is how I look for these trades, and I just wait for them. I don't need to force the issue. For example, today, I know what I want to see, right? I just explained it to you guys. If I don't get that setup, I just won't take a trade. I don't care. It's fine. So that's just a little bit of insight into how I do things. I've gotten a lot of questions lately about my indicators and, how to use them and, all this kind of stuff. And a lot of people are reaching out to me, telling me that they want me to, teach them this stuff. To be honest, I was kind of into that, like, I don't know, about a year ago. I was thinking, well, maybe I can do something like that. But then I just kind of took a year, maybe not quite a year, but, maybe about a year away from YouTube and streaming and all that kind of stuff, because I had to put a lot of work into developing, the newest formulas for my indicators, because my previous indicators, they were still very, very good, but they were very different from what you see on the charts now. This is like, what I've been working on for this entire last year. And, as far as I know, there's nobody else anywhere that's looking at the market like this and mapping it out with, the formulas that are underlying, my indicators, right? There's a lot of math being calculated under there based on price, volume, footprint, all kinds of things. And then of course, I'm using, the value area low, the value area high on the daily. I got the value area low and high here for each one of these bars. So I've really got a sweet combination of things that are working very well. And, I really didn't plan on, I plan on like, sharing and, live stream with you guys and stuff like that. But I just wasn't planning on doing a course or anything like that, because I mean, to be honest, it's exhausting. Like I make a lot of money trading, right? Like if I'm pulling, let's just say, I don't know my average month, but whatever, like 40 grand a month, something like that, right? And it varies, right? Some months you take a lot of payouts, other months you got to build accounts. So, but let's say on average 40 grand a month. I mean, like why would I ever want to sell courses and spend time with that and do all that? Like it's exhausting, to be honest. And I make all my money trading, so I don't need to make money selling courses. And with all that said, I have gotten some really nice emails from people. I'm interacting with you guys on the channel, which I'm really enjoying. It's a lot of fun. And I want to help you. And I do feel, a sense of a little bit of an obligation, because I had mentors, Charlie Drummond, I was, one of his best students ever. They wanted to hire me to redo their course and live stream for their students and all that kind of stuff. That was a big honor. That was a long time ago. But I was mentored by Drummond. I've had other mentors that have shared their knowledge. Believe me, it wasn't for free. I mean, I spent a lot of money. My Drummond geometry courses back in the day, I want to say I spent 10 grand, probably a little more, on just the course, the books, just the indicators, all that kind of stuff, right? So people have helped me, but it hasn't been cheap. So with that, I do want to help you guys, and I'm absolutely open to doing a course. So I've been putting a lot of thought into this. And the next thing is like, I got to charge for it, because otherwise, what's the point? Like the more time I spend creating a website, creating a course, like And the way I want to do a course is that I'm going to take a small amount of people and really like mentor you guys, because that's what would make it fun for me, is to actually have a group of traders like the turtles where, I can help you guys personally become really good, successful traders. That would be cool, because if I can change, 50, 100 people's lives, like, wow, what a feeling, right? I think what goes around comes around, and the karma from that would be awesome. So then the question is like, okay, how much time can I put into, developing the course? That's not that hard. How much time have I put into building all these indicators? I mean, thousands of hours, guys, literally, like it's not an exaggeration. Um, and then how much time will it take to, do the personal mentoring and how to set all that up? So I am thinking about all that, and I'm probably going to, come out with something once I have time to record the course. I'm hoping when we get down to the beach, it'll be quieter down there. Like right here, we're in a nice, really nice townhouse, but they're doing construction right next door. So like, even if I wanted to start recording a course right here in this room, I couldn't, because the audio would be awful. So anyways, I'm going to try and do that. And then the question is, how do you charge for it? Because like, if it's going to be small and I want to give personal time and attention to people, what's my time worth? I don't know. I'm working on that. I'm trying to put it together where, my time is valued, but you're still getting a lot of value. And, there's a middle ground, and I'm going to try and set it up so maybe people who don't have, money to do it, I'll be giving out some scholarships. How I'm going to do that, I don't know, but I will, because I want to. I don't think that just because you can't pay for it, you shouldn't have the opportunity. And then I'll also set up maybe ways to, pay for it in chunks. So it's like, if the amount is too big upfront, then, that wouldn't, exclude you, right? So I'm trying to think of ways. I know you can't make everybody happy, but I'm just trying to think, okay, like, how would this work? So it's the best for you guys. It's good for me. Like, I have time to spend mentoring you guys personally. Like, I give you my indicators, my charts, you'll have a full course. We'll do lots of live streaming. I'll help you come up with a customized trading plan for you, because, my strategy here, my system, there's so many different ways that you can use this. I mean, it's insane. Like, whatever kind of trader you are, and that's going to come into your personality type, like your strengths, your weaknesses, all these types of things. I want to help you build a custom trading plan that's like dialed in for your psyche, because if it's not dialed in for your psyche, I can give you like my trading plan. It works phenomenally well, but you might not be the right person to trade exactly the way I trade. Well, the good news about this and what I've developed is that you can use it in so many different ways, right? Yeah, so that's kind of all that. And then on top of that, I'm developing the algos, which I'm super stoked about. And these algos are going to be different than anything you've ever seen. It's not like an algo where, you build it and you click, you push run and it just runs, because an algo like that is not going to work. You're not going to make real money with an algo like that, unless you're arbitraging, scalping, you're making markets on order flow, like, some of the biggest banks. Yeah, they got those systems, but our algos have to be, based on picking off, good levels and actually making, 20 points, 30 points, 40 points. We can't arbitrage, right? So we got to have real algos that make real money. And I've spent a lot of time developing these and thinking about it. And the only way to do that is that you run certain algos on certain days based on the market condition that you're forecasting, right? So like, as an example, today, I was, pretty confident that if we got, a move down into on the daily here, remember all these levels are here before the day actually starts, right? So before this day even started, that was a really good support level for me, right? So if I have confidence that that's going to be a good support level and I want to play the long side, by the way, guys, look at these dots. There's 2 yellow dots right there. Those are there when this bar here, this daily bar closes. Those dots are there, man. So, you can short that right there. Perfect. Like, look at this. You see that pink dot? That's important. You see that cyan dot? That's important. It's telling you this is a good resistance pocket pattern right into the value area high. And you've got those 2 yellow dots, which are strong resistance on the daily, stacking in there. Fantastic, right? I didn't take it because, that was middle of the night and I'm sleeping and whatever. But so basically you set up the algos to take the trade where you want to take it And then you're not going to miss stuff like this, right? So I can program this and say, hey, look, if we get a nice resistance pocket up here and the pink dot holds on close and the live cyan dot is above where we close, that's telling me there's resistance. You know, if the value area high of the day is there, you know, okay, say that's like step one for the algo, because now I'm going off of a key daily resistance level. The higher time period 50,000 volume chart is confirming it, right? And then what do you write your next phase of the algo? Well, look, that was at 22.3. That's right up in here on the lower time period. Well, you got to wait for the lower time period to, you know, confirm, right? So here you go, guys. Like, let's see, what time did this close? Just to give you an example of, this is where I'm going with all this, right? Like, it's super exciting. This is what I do every day. This is what I love doing: trading, developing, you know, the indicators further, developing the algorithmic models. Like, that's what I think is really, really fun. So this closed, you can see right there, you see the pointer tracker. So it's that bar there, right? So here, when that closes there, do you just go short? No, you don't. You wait for the lower time period to, you know, you want to go short potentially, you know, up here somewhere, right? You want to go short up here somewhere. That's important, right? So then that bar closes right there, and we know our zone is right up in here, right? So if I want to go short up in there, that's the bias I'm looking for. I'm just watching and waiting. This is pushing higher. I mean, look at the footprint. That's pushing higher. Look at the footprint, right? Okay, look, we start to move on down. Some selling comes in, right? We get a close on the other side of these dots, the middle of the moving average envelope. That's a really important, because that's signaling, okay, the lower time period is telling you that it's respecting some of this resistance up here that you think should be there on the daily chart, the higher time period chart here, right? So then you say, okay, well, Andy, if it's confirming right there, would you go short? No, I wouldn't go short. And I'll tell you why. You know, look at the footprint, first of all, minus 12. That's not exactly, you know, excited, aggressive sellers, right? And on top of that, well, do you see my little cyan dot there? It held on close, right? Do you see that live cyan dot and that yellow dot? This is all telling you that you don't want to short into this short-term support level, right? You want to wait. So I would just wait. And then here you're kind of in the middle, right? So you're waiting. I wouldn't want to short up here because I want to see really good selling, right? So right here, you know, you're pushing back toward these highs. And then look, that's the move right there. You can see some sellings coming in. Very, very nice. You know, 338 on the footprint. We're breaking all these cyan dots. We're breaking the envelope bottom on close. We're breaking the yellow dot on close, right? The live yellow dot is above us, meaning resistance. The live cyan dot is above us, meaning resistance. So this is telling you all that aggressive selling, we had support here. It's now breaking. It turns into resistance. That's when you want to get short, right? And you say, well, what about these pink dots? You know, these are holding. Yeah, but the pink dots, they're a different animal. You got to use them in certain conditions, right? Right now in congestion, I'm more concerned about what's going on with these cyan dots, the envelope bottom, the yellow dots. That's very important, right? So right there, that's what would flag that trade and go short. And then you just hold it, you know, bar by bar, depending on how much you want to get. So, you know, if you can see on that close right there, you still got some good selling. You're now even breaking these pink extension levels, which is important, very, very key. So now you get a pullback here. If you want to add there, you can. You know, look, you're trending now. My definition of a trend is 3 closes or more underneath this moving average envelope. So now you're trending nicely, right? So I could just keep going in on this all day. And these are the kind of things that I'm going to, you know, do my best to put a course together for and teach you guys how to do this. And it's really not complicated once you spend some time with it and start to understand what's going on. And it works phenomenally well when you just wait and pick your spots. I mean, all I see out there is just candlesticks. It's like a candlestick jungle on YouTube with people who trade. I don't know how people trade with candlesticks. I really don't. Yeah, so I know there are people who do, who are very successful, and that's great, but this is such a good roadmap, right? Yeah, so anyway, so now live in real time, I'm not gonna sit here all day, guys. I'll probably just upload this video now and I'll let you know if I take the trade or not, because I gotta wait for it to set up. Right now, I want, you know, this is my daily support level. My projected range for the day is up here, those 2 yellow dots, remember? And then down here, you remember the green daily envelope top is coming in right here. And then that beige dot I have, right? That's why all that support is there, right? I always do support in blue, right? So now you can see the point of control, by the way, for the day is that orange line. That's the most heavily traded price of the day. Really important. But so now, okay, look, I got a nice little pink dot there. I got this, you can see this trend down is now, we got to close right there. So it's telling us, okay, that daily support level is strong, right? So now I got a lot of support here at 22,140. So I'll watch the lower time period chart. And if we get down there and the lower time period is confirming, then that's where I'm willing to take my shot for the day and get long, right? But if the lower time period, let's say, starts breaking its own levels to the downside, big selling, and it's not respecting that support on the higher time period volume chart and the daily, then I'm not going to get in. So it's just kind of like the gears of a watch. You just wait for all those gears to like match up and then boom, that's your trade. And it still doesn't mean you're going to be right every time, but it certainly kicks the odds up to, 65, 68%, something like that, 70%. And when you have odds like that, and you can make 2, 3 to 1 of your risk, you're going to make a lot of money. So that's the exciting part. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I know I look like shit and exhausted on the camera. That's because I am exhausted. This Airbnb we're staying in, like, it's unbelievable. It was, we're in Costa Rica, first of all, where the average monthly salary is like $1,000 after taxes. But I don't know what it is. Like, the prices here are fucking insane. So this Airbnb was like $3,000, 3,200 for the month, not even a full month. And it's nice. It's in the best part of town. And, it's a nice, very big two bedroom, 4 baths. I mean, it's weird, but it's big. And this master bedroom where my wife and my daughter sleep on the big comfortable bed, I gave them the big comfortable bed. That's great, right? But my room is the second bedroom. I mean, the bed they put in there is not even a bed. It's like got this like foam. It's terrible for the amount of money you're paying. And then the blackout shutters, they're not there. So you have like these blinds. It's missing some blinds. I'm just like, oh man. And I'm not the kind of person that wants to like leave a bad review for these people, but it's like, come on, dude, we're paying $3,000, a little more than that. You can't fucking put a real bed in there and some blackout curtains. So anyways, I'm going to be stoked to get down to the beach. Got a sweet pad down there. From what I can tell in the pictures, all the beds are really nice. So I'm excited to get some sleep, start surfing, feel better. I've been exhausted in this place. Anyways, that's the update. No one fucking cares. I get it, but just wanted to explain to you guys why I'm, pretty tired right now, but it'll change when I get down to the beach. We're going to the beach this Saturday, the 22nd, which would be awesome. I got a shuttle picking us up and transporting us down there. It'll probably take like 2.5 hours. First thing I'm going to do is buy a surfboard. That's going to be sweet. I'll share that with you guys. I'm looking for like a 6'4", I'm about 5'10", 170 pounds. So like a 6'4" fish is a good board for me. And I'm going to see if I can find a sweet one and share it with you guys and start surfing. And yeah, I'll keep you updated on, the whole course and teaching you guys and all that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to share with what's going through my mind, because there's just so much crap out there as well. Like, look what Patrick Whelan just did, exposing Danny Trades, and like the guy's totally full of shit. And to be honest, you can see most of these guys who are full of shit, right? Like, who is this other guy? Like, I mean, FX Alex, or I don't even know these people, guys, right? I've just seen them here and there, and they just, you can just tell they're full of shit. Like, you gotta, I feel bad for people getting scammed, but come on, you gotta like turn on your radar, your filter to, you can see when these guys are just like fake gurus and putting up super stupid, unrealistic numbers and all this kind of crap. And there's not a lot of real stuff out there because it's hard to develop real stuff, right? It takes a lot of time. And then once you develop it, even if you develop something good, number one, you don't have to share it. But number two, even if you want to share it, maybe you're not a good teacher. Maybe you don't know how to share it. Like, there's a lot of things, a lot of factors that go into like having something good and then, being able to use it to help others, right? So I'm just sharing my thought process with you guys. All right, I'm going to wait for this trade. You guys, hope you're having a good day, and I'll be back. Hopefully that Topstep money hits my bank account in the next couple of days. I'll let you know when it does. I'm working on my Tradeifys. I only need about, I think, 3 or 4 more days of, small, steady gains, and then I'll trigger another $18,000 payout on Tradeify. So that's awesome. So it's just kind of what I'm working on. All right, guys, take care. Have a good day. Cheers.